Are you a travel agent looking to flip the script when it comes to creating a healthy mindset in your travel business? Then this is the perfect episode for you. Hey, I'm Steph, and I'm obsessed with all things travel, marketing, branding, and helping you stand out from the crowd. In just under 2 years, I went from being a home-based travel agent with zero clue how to make it work in the digital world to launching an international ranking travel podcast and creating an online course to help travel agents in lead generation. Here's one thing I know for sure. There has never in the history of the world been a better time to create the travel business you've always wanted. All you need is an actionable strategy and someone to show you the way. Picture this. We're going to spend the next hour of our time together at the Swim Up Pool Bar, where over a cocktail, we deep dive into travel-related topics, mixed with a little classroom training. This show is dedicated to encouraging you to step outside of your comfort zone and into your travel business. I'll show you how I did it and how you can too. Hit subscribe now and let's get into it. If you're a travel agent wanting to stand out in the digital world but you struggle with consistency, tech isn't your jam and you have no idea where to start, join my free masterclass where I talk about exactly this. Head to stephaniemyers.academy/masterclass. You're listening to Unplug in Paradise, the podcast. A big warm welcome back to Unplug in Paradise, the podcast. I am your host, Stephanie Myers. I am really excited to welcome to the show today someone particularly special in our industry who has helped me immensely throughout the last 12 months as I entered the next phase of my business and was there to help offer some new mindset tools and reframes to get me through those moments you feel a little lost. So, without further ado, I would like to welcome our very own travel agent mindset coach, Sue Barton. Not only is Sue a travel agent veteran herself, she's also a professionally trained NLP practitioner and personal development coach who has blended her passions of travel and mindset together to help travel agents shift forward with new thinking tools and skills to re-emerge their businesses with renewed passion. So, I'm super excited. Hope you are too. What are we waiting for? Let's dive in. Before we begin today's episode, would you please join me while we recognise the generations of the local Aboriginal people of the Bundjalung Nation who have lived in and derived their physical and spiritual needs from the forests, rivers, lakes and streams of this beautiful valley over thousands of years as the traditional owners and custodians in these lands. Hello, Sue. Welcome to Unplug in Paradise.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Welcome. First of all, I just wanted to thank you so very much for taking the time to speak with me today, as I know so many travel agent pals out there are feeling a little scared and the, anxiety of trying new things, stepping outside of their comfort zone. So, and I just want to say that if you are taking the time to tune in, this incredible conversation hopefully will give you everything that you need to move forward. But if you've already taken that crucial first step, you will definitely be on the way to improving your mindset. So I just want to say huge thanks, Suze. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Steph. It's such an honour to be here speaking with you.
So I want to say that you are actually filling such a huge and necessary gap within our industry, and you've already been working with so many hundreds of travel agents where you are just so generous with your energy, love and time over the course of the pandemic. So I just wanted to see, how did you find your calling as a travel agent mindset coach?
Oh, thank you. Thanks for that. I hope so, because I'm here to serve people. Yeah, look, I've been in the industry for many decades, about 35 years, actually, like a lot of us. And for many years, I really had, I guess, a little bit of a problem with how we were thinking in this industry. There was a little bit of an indoctrination going on. And it used to really, really bother me. I couldn't put it into language, but it certainly bothered me. And basically what I'm referring to here is that we were kind of being told, you've got to be somebody to everybody, you've got to really, you've really got to bend over backwards. You've really got to help people out. Doesn't matter who they are. You've got to stay working really late. All of that sort of stuff was going on, and there wasn't a lot of value that I could see that the agents were putting on themselves.
No, it affects self-worth as well. It's so hard.
Yeah, and anyway, as I started to delve into that a little bit more for myself by working on personal development, I really loved it. And personal development had been with me all my life. It was just very, very important to me for my growth. And I, at one point, went along and got myself trained up as an NLP practitioner. And I just was coaching people, and it was just wonderful. I was getting a real buzz from it. And I was also working in the industry at the same time. And then COVID came along. And it's like, one of those wonderful things. The two met, the two passions that I had finally met. Here were my people in a desperate situation, my travel people, my colleagues just in such grief and sadness. And here I had the coaching skills. So I started to really, really work with my coaching and educating myself even more. And because I'm currently doing my master's in coaching. And I just put the two together and I started coaching travel agents. And I've loved it ever since. It's been wonderful.
I know exactly how many people you've helped over the time, and yeah, we're very appreciative for your input, your ability to be able to see beyond everything that's happening, because it is very, very hard. So I'm just hoping that you can give us a bit of a general consensus into the overall vibe of our travel industry right now. Like, how are our travel agent pals finding the challenges?
Wow, yes, thank you. Gee, look, I've coached hundreds of agents, all different personalities from all walks of life. And there's some real commonalities there. The first one that comes up is obviously fear and grief and uncertainty. Second one is, I just want my business to be exactly the same as it was before COVID. But of course, that's not possible, as we know.
No.
Okay. And then I find the next thing is, I'm so fearful of charging fees. I don't know my worth anymore. What if my clients won't pay fees? What if they're going to go to the internet? All this sort of stuff, all this internal stuff is going on, and a lot of fear with it, a lot of challenges. And so then out of that, people would go to procrastination. Well, what am I going to do? Things have been moving and not moving, and, who knows, one border's open, one's not, and then we've got this procrastination happening, because procrastination is comfort. It keeps us in comfort. If we don't do anything, then we're sitting in comfort. It's painful, but it's comforting, because you're not doing anything. You're not taking action. And so the other thing was, the bad press that we were getting. People were really sad about that, because we know travel agents have got such great hearts. They're such helpers, right? They love to serve people, absolutely love what they do. There's so much passion, and they get completely blown away by putting an itinerary together. So when all of that was happening, they were going, well, hold on, that's not me. The person they're describing on the TV is not me. I don't do that. That's not right.
I know, we were so misinterpreted. I couldn't believe how out of touch the general public was in regards to how a travel agent actually operates, and it's not until you link up with, someone like yourself, someone who's actually got that background in the travel industry, that you start realizing, hey, this person sees me. This person knows my pain points and they know what my desires are, because they are fighting, and they're on the sidelines with me going, okay, where do we go to from here?
That's right. That's right. Thank you. Yes, that's right. Exactly. We don't know. And we've been alone, haven't we?
Yes,
We've
totally.
been alone with our thoughts, and we haven't been able to talk about it. Sometimes we're just talking to our partners or our girlfriends, but they don't really know how we feel. So speaking to a coach has really helped a lot of people, they can be vulnerable. But also what was coming out, I think, as the biggest commonality that I noticed was something called people pleasing and seeking approval patterns. Okay,
Yes.
so what that means is that we're so indoctrinated to serve. We love to serve. And we've had this belief that, as I said before, that we've got to serve everybody and that we have to work harder, right? And we've got to be even quicker than the internet. And of course, we'll do everything. We'll just bend over backwards. We'll put the client first. I spoke to so many people that are so unhealthy because they haven't gone out for a walk or they hadn't gone and done anything. In fact, COVID helped them because they finally got moving. You know what I mean? So the people pleasing is a huge, huge thing in our industry. Now, that's what I'm referring to here, Steph, is that, of course, it's nice to serve people, but not to our own detriment, and it can be very unhealthy for us. And so because we're doing that, we then start to create limiting beliefs. We create these beliefs that if I don't, if I charge a fee, my client's not going to pay. They're not going to pay. And you see, our internal world is shaping our external world. So what do I mean by that? Well, if you have a belief, right, that your client's not going to pay, they're not going to pay for you. They can jump on the internet. If you have that belief, you'll do everything in your power to confirm that that belief is true. So
that's
you
true.
won't charge that fee, or you won't feel good about charging that fee. Yeah.
Yes.
So our mindset is a reflection of our own self-image.
Yes.
We really truly believe something. That's how we see the world.
Yes, I absolutely love that.
So this is what I was really finding with people. They were in a lot of pain and they know they have to move on. They want to move on. They're desperate because this is their passion, but they don't know how. They don't know, so it's been so uncertain. Yeah.
That's right. And I know just from students inside of Travel Agent Runway, like they join the program because they want to have some sort of course of direction moving forward.
That's
And
right.
I feel like, yourself, like what is the roadmap for travel agents heading into the new travel movement?
Yeah, well, I don't think there is one, Steph.
No? I'd agree with you.
I think it's really, really personal. I think it's everybody is going to work on their own individual journey. I think it starts with your mindset. Well, I know it starts with your mindset. If you don't have a healthy mindset and you're not valuing yourself, how on earth can you expect your clients to value you? If you're not educating them, how are you going to get, how are they going to value you, and what you do? And I think that one of the things we need to do is work on our mindset, really drill down on our skills, which is one of the things that I work with and teach. We go into our skills and we look at what is lifting our heart, what's actually, getting us up in the morning. What do we love to do? For so long, many of us have been technicians and generalists, okay? But there's going to be one little thing, or maybe two or three, if you're lucky, that you'll be able to identify that particular thing is going to be enough for you to build on. And it could be, being an organizer, a natural organizer. You're just great at it, right?
Mhm.
You can make that into a business. Like you can make being a lover of yoga into your business. And that's going into niching, of course. But one of the biggest things is that we have to identify our why. Why are we in the travel industry? What do we want going forward?
Yes, exactly.
What
And I
are our
think there's
dreams?
so many people, Suze, as you would agree, right now, and I'm speaking present tense, but, moving forward, if you're still hanging on to your travel business, you have the deepest why, but you may not know what it is. But you need to find that out, because you can't move forward in a way that, you're carrying old expectations and old values, because it's even more important than ever, and I share this with my students inside of Travel Agent Runway, is that you need to really, eliminate what wasn't working before. It's all about you building your personal brand, moving forward in a way that's really aligned with you, your passions and your business, and become that authority in your space, because nobody does you better than you. But if you're trying to do things the same way as everybody else, how are you setting yourself apart from those people? Like it's not possible. So this circles back to what you were saying earlier about you've got to beat the internet at what you're doing, because we're placing worth on what they could possibly get on the internet that's the same as what you're offering. So there is such an opportunity there to flip the script. And this is what this is the perfect opportunity, is for us to flip that script. Is that true?
Oh, 100%. What a great opportunity we have. Really, this is the time. Look, we don't know what this industry is going to look like, but we're each a part of it. And so we can determine how we want to show up. Okay. And we need to look at ourselves and ask ourselves, what's holding me back right now? What are the things that I'm really afraid of? What are the dangers that I don't want to face, and continue to hold off from taking action, So we really do need to look internally and figure out what our big why is, and just really work on that. And then we're going to get some sort of sense of where we're going. You see, our beliefs are like a road sign that point us in a direction, right? So if we're going to believe that it's all going to be crap, we're going to make that happen.
It's going that way.
It's going down south. Yeah, that's
and
right.
There's one thing that you've taught me, Suze, is to really watch my language. And it's not because I swear a lot. It's because that sometimes negative connotations can come out and you don't even realize.
No, that's right. We don't realize what we're saying. You see, when we're talking with a sort of disastrous tone, we're sending that energy out to the world. Yeah. If we're talking with a tone and we're using language that's full of abundance and uplifting, so much better. People want to be around your energy.
Yes.
You see, in our industry, we've been talking this language and tone of scarcity. So I'll tell you what I mean by that, because it sounds awful, doesn't it? Scarcity. Scarcity is they won't come to me. They don't know who I am. This is not going to work. I couldn't possibly make enough money out of this. Roadblock, roadblock, roadblock. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what if we flip the roadblocks?
Yeah, get rid of them.
Get rid of them. What if we start telling ourselves something different and start working on that, on our language? Yes, language it's incredible. I mean, I just love it. Thanks for bringing that up, Steph, because I love the language thing. We have such negative language, even something along the lines of saying, no worries. Our brain doesn't recognize the no. So what are we doing?
Yes.
We're saying, worry.
Hey, I hope you're enjoying the episode so far. I just wanted to pop in to invite you to my free masterclass where I'll be sharing my exact 3-step system to building a rockstar personal brand that attracts your dream clients into your database so you can step up into your travel biz, own your authority, and grow your online presence. And not only that, but you'll also get your hands on my entire Travel Agent Runway framework for standing out in the digital world without the tech overwhelm and not knowing where to start. Want in? Head to stephaniemyers.academy/masterclass and save your spot now. See you there.
Language is incredible. So how we talk to ourselves, how we talk to others, yeah, really, really important. So this is one way to look at yourself going forward. How do I want to show up? What language am I going to use? Is it all going to be doom and gloom, or is it going to be uplifting? In a way, we've got a chance to lead, haven't we? We can lead our clients because our clients are sitting there waiting. They want to go away. And I bet you they're going to sit there and say, yeah, bring it on, charge me, right?
Yes.
It's all in the delivery. However, it's easy for me to say that, and I can say be positive. No one wants to hear just be positive when they're in grief and uncertainty, right?
Yeah, and it's not helpful.
It doesn't help at all. But that's where we do the work, and we do the work going forward on ourselves for the rest of our life, because this is what working on a healthy mindset is all about.
Yes, it's something that does evolve over time, and you're in business as well. And I think you may not agree, but I think for me, the number one thing that sustains you in the long run is the healthy mindset, yes, but also having solid boundaries.
Oh, 100%, 100%. And I do a lot of work on boundaries with my clients, and it's a huge commonality. I didn't say that correctly, did I?
Just roll with it, Suze. It's all good.
It's just common, okay? Boundaries are, they're missing for a lot of people.
Yes.
And the thing is, the boundaries that we implement are so important because it teaches others how to treat us. So if we don't have boundaries, other people do not know how to treat us. Yeah. So that's one of the things that we talk about in coaching. Boundaries and standards, really, really important. Yeah. So, but listen, Stephanie, I am so blown away, I've got to say, by your new runway course. And I'm so thrilled that you've come out and offered this amazing course to your clients, to your students, I should say. And, they have this opportunity to really, really change things up for themselves. And I want to commend any of your students for having the courage to face their fears, because there are fears for many of us in the industry who have looked at social media as a bit like ba-boom. And
it's one of many roadblocks, but I think the fear of just showing up and being yourself, I think, is such a huge thing as well. And personally, from a personal experience, showing up and being yourself has been one of the biggest causes of reoccurring imposter syndrome, which as I think we've spoken about before in the past, Suze, is something that you give it a name, it's a problem. But if you don't give it a name, you don't have to own it. It's basically, if the shoe fits, wear it. But if you choose not to wear the shoe, you don't have to own that as your truth. And a few years ago, I was really coming across, imposter syndrome. I just started my travel agent business. I didn't know which way was up. I felt like I had heaps of really good ideas, but moving forward, I didn't have the proper mindset, and I didn't have anything that was sustaining me. I had no boundaries. I was being everything to everyone. And, us travel agents are the only business in our tourism sector that doesn't have a niche. So you were mentioning niche earlier, which is such a huge thing that travel agents really need to be honing in on at the moment, like really owning their passion.
Yes.
But it's so hard when you're starting out, or if you've been in the industry for a long time, you've got your set of skills. You know what you're doing. Nobody needs to teach you how to run your business or how to do your business. You already know that. You are highly skilled. There is no doubt about that. But it's just, how do you get that little bit of help and assistance along the way to improve how you do things, improve how you systemize your business, and also how to work smarter, not harder, because at the end of the day, things are different moving forward. Every single sector on the planet has been affected by the pandemic, and it is the elephant in the room, and I wish it didn't exist. But you know what? I'm kind of glad in a way that it does, because we wouldn't be having these conversations now. And these conversations mean so much. So I'm super grateful for you as well, Suze, because we've collaborated a lot. We've done a whole heap of Clubhouse chats. We've talked, on a personal level as well as a professional level. And I mean, just some of the things that you've even highlighted for me moving forward is something that's always going to pop up when it needs to pop up. And you will have the emotional tools to be able to deal with that straight away. So it's all about strengthening, but it's not, lifting weights at the gym. It's your mind and your
strengthening. Yeah, that's it.
Your internal language, Sue. See, I'm catching on a little.
I love it. I love it. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And, the thing is that we all have had these limiting beliefs, and these fears. Limiting beliefs are fears, really. And we've got these limiting beliefs. So we've got lots of them, right? We've accumulated them as we've gone along, okay? But the pain of staying the same must outweigh the change for you to make change.
Yes, 100%.
Right? So people will procrastinate, hold themselves back. I've done it. Oh my God, years and years of it. Years and years. And I'm still working my way through it. And I still have, my limiting beliefs, even though I know what's coming up and I know that I have the tools. They come up and I need to work on myself and need to say, hey, what are you doing here? Is this holding you back, or is this moving you forward? So it's that pain of staying the same. And your students have chosen not to stay the same.
Yes.
And that is absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And they're going to learn so much.
Thank you. Yeah. I hope so. And like we were saying before about the roadmap heading into the new travel movement and how it doesn't exist and how individual it is.
Yeah.
This is definitely one of those individual journeys. So it's not going to look the same for anybody else. I'm actually so excited. We're kicking off later this month. And it's going to be absolutely incredible. So watch this space, Suze, in the next 12 months. We're going to have a whole new look industry, and it really starts with us. Like, who sets the prerequisite? Who are we waiting for? What are we waiting for? Who are we waiting to tell 100%. Us, hey, start valuing yourself, or, let's place worth on what it is that you offer rather than what it is that you sell. Correct. And I've said that before, and people look at me like, what do you mean? It's like, well, we offer a service. That's what we offer. But what we sell is, on the shelf stock. So tours, hotels.
Yeah, that's right. The product.
So that's separate. It's completely separate. But I think with ongoing conditioning, and because everybody comes from different areas of the industry as well, so different travel agencies, some have come from family-owned travel agencies like myself, always been in a family-owned travel agency, and I love that. But then some have come from, internships and working for bigger corporate companies and so on and so forth. But we've all got different knowledge, but they don't actually, that there's no gap between where that knowledge that you have can incorporate into the business that you want. There's no, there's a big grey gap there, and you feel like you can keep doing things the way you've always done them, but then there's also an expectation of doing them differently as well, or doing the things the same as everybody else, say in your
Yes, very much.
network or in your community, in your your industry. So yeah, there's so much to be said about having the courage to step outside of your comfort zone, quit the procrastination, acknowledge that you may have, that low self-esteem and how to deal with that.
Yeah,
create the
that's
direction for
huge.
yourself, help shift and then move forward. But yeah, I'm excited for the New Look travel industry. It's going to be amazing.
It is going to be amazing. There's a lot of positivity that can come out of this, no doubt. And yeah, that roadmap, it's so individual. It really, really is. And it is about really us taking the lead. I love that you brought that up, Steph, because we do tend to want others to take the lead. And I know that on, a functional basis, yes, we need to know that the airlines are starting and, cruising and ruddy, okay. But we can actually determine this to be whatever we want it to be, really, and however we want it to look for ourselves. That's how big movements always started. It was people rising up saying, no, I don't want to, I'm not going to wait for the government. So, you know what I mean? I'm not going to wait for somebody else to tell me.
Yeah.
Let's go and draw that roadmap for yourself and have some vision for yourself. And then once you've got some vision, then think about what your mission is. So my mission statement is, I am here to change the internal culture of the travel industry. I mean, that sounds huge, doesn't it?
It is so huge. It is a lot, but I mean, it's a pretty powerful statement, Suze.
Yeah, one by one or in groups, but that's what I'm passionate about. I want these amazing people to really, really live their passions out every day, and they can. And it's a matter of making a choice. Yeah, there's all that stuff going on outside. We get it. But what goes on internally determines how you look at life. 100%. Right? If without your business is, you are the engine driver of your business. Your mind is, your business, right, Steph? I mean, without your mind, you don't have a business. Or you may have something kind of like a business, you can just have a functioning sort of business, and you can just be a ticket taker, know, or you can be putting out fires every day, and you can be basically just surviving, not thriving. Okay, so it's your choice. Do you want to survive or do you want to thrive? So we don't know what it all looks like yet, but we have the chance to make it look however we want it to look for us. And that takes courage and bravery, and it takes some honest conversations.
Yeah.
And being vulnerable.
That's right. Being vulnerable is key, and doing the groundwork and that inner work is the most important of all. So, Suze, how can we get in contact with you if we want to learn more about how to improve our mindset and also get us back into the swing of things and rejoining the travel industry?
Yeah, wow. You can contact me. I'm sure there's going to be links here, but you can send me an email. You can DM me. Many people do know me. I am the travel agent's mindset coach, and you'll find me on Facebook. So I think, Steph, you are going to have some information about me.
Yes. I've got all your details.
And I would love to hear from people, and I'd love to hear how they're going, and I'd love to hear what their challenges are, because you may be saying to yourself, well, why would I need a coach? I'll just go and talk to a friend. I'll talk to my mum, or talk to my husband, whatever, or partner. But the thing is, having a coach is like having a conversation like no other conversation you've ever had.
Mm.
It's challenging, right? And it's not always easy. I am here to challenge your thinking, and I'm here to support, keep you accountable, and I'm also here as your champion to help you move forward and look at your stuff. And it's a completely safe way of moving forward. It's a complete safe space. And yeah, it's wonderful. It's wonderful to be able to have those conversations and know that there's no judgment. There's just thinking,
Mm.
styles of
Yeah.
thinking that have
Yeah.
been working for you or have not been serving you in
Mm.
some way. So, yeah, people can get in touch with me. I would love to hear from them. I do coach people individually, and then I'll be doing some group coaching as well.
Mhm.
So, I believe that we all want to be part of a community. I think we're really missing that.
Yes.
It's one of the things that has come up as well is how much people have missed their colleagues, really.
Mm.
Because so many people have gone out of the industry and they've had to for whatever reason. Completely understandable. And yeah, there's just little gaps. People are people can't speak to their mates anymore, and they want to be able to say, hey, I feel like this, how do you feel? you know
Mm.
so yeah, there's
And
a real
connecting
need
with
for it
someone
to
who's in
connect.
their
Yeah,
industry as well. So,
totally,
yeah.
people who understand you.
Mm.
Yeah, people who
100%.
get you. Yeah. So, yeah.
Thank you so much, Suze. I love this chat, and I feel like we're going to do a few more chats yet. But I think this conversation will be a lot more of a, getting the motors running for a lot of travel agents out there, just because we are in a bit of a dip, but things are returning, and we just need to learn to accept that things aren't going to be the same as before. Your business isn't going to be the same as before. The only
Right.
things that are going to be the same is you, and the things that's going to be the same as your clients. But the actual business itself and the way you do things is going to be, a hell of a lot different than what it was before. But also, to improve yourself and move forward, we need to, create that change. And it starts with, reaching out to someone like yourself. So I really appreciate the time that you've taken with us today, Suze.
Oh,
I
thank
will
you.
make sure your details are all linked up with this episode, and we will be in touch. Thank you so very much.
Yay, thank you. And thank you, Steph, for what you're doing for our industry too. It's amazing. It's wonderful. It's very exciting. And I'm going to be seeing all these agents popping up everywhere with beautiful websites.
Really owning their stuff.
And owning their stuff and feeling confident going forward. So, yay.
Beautiful. Thank you, Suze. I'll chat to you soon.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye. I absolutely love this episode. I always enjoy my chats with Sue. So, for anyone needing assistance in shifting their mindset in their travel business or needs support on how to move forward, Sue has generously provided us a link to book a discovery call with her for our listeners who found this episode helpful and inspiring them to decide to make the change. I can personally vouch for Sue, so if you would like to get in touch, you can find Sue on social media. She's on Facebook as the Travel Agents Mindset Coach, or you can drop her a DM on Instagram at Travel Agents Mindset Coach if you have any questions or would like to reach out. If you're wanting to download a online version of today's show notes, you can head over to travelbystephanie.com.au/35 for the flippin' scripts and mindset shifts episode details. And I would love to invite you to join my free masterclass to steal my 3-part travel agent runway framework and how to stand out in the digital world. If you would like to sign up, head to stephaniemyers.academy/masterclass. The link will be in the show notes as well. Also, if you're enjoying the podcast, please consider subscribing to Unplug in Paradise on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. And if you're feeling extra generous, please leave me a 5-star rating and review. I absolutely love reading them and they absolutely make my day. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I will see you soon for some more travel agent tips, tricks, mindset, motivation, and practical travel advice mixed with a little classroom training. Thanks, guys. See you soon. Bye.